It's been truly inspiring to see so many companies working collaboratively together to move this entire industry forward. Now, one of my favorite examples of the unprecedented collaboration that's been going on is that on a weekly basis, we have engineers from Stahl, Phoenix Contact, Codesys, and Seaplane on a phone for an hour to an hour and a half talking about how to get interoperability working and how to move the system forward. And this is often very late or very early hours due to the time difference between the teams. And I know one of our engineers is regularly on the phone at 11 p.m. at night every week talking with the different engineers from the other companies. And this is just one example of the types of collaborations that have been going on. Even more inspiring, though, I think, is the years of work that OPAF members and companies have dedicated to creating OPAS. The efforts have been truly remarkable, and it is an honor for us to be presenting the fruit of all that work and labor today. Tom and Don showed us a lot of new innovations in the last 20 minutes, and I want to just take a few minutes and just summarize some of the highlights and emphasize why those are so important. So here I've got 6 highlights. Let me just talk through 3 of those and why they're important. Let me start with interoperability, which is kind of the bread and butter of an OPAS system. We demonstrated interoperability between 14 different software and hardware components using standard-based APIs and communications protocols. That's significant. But what does this mean? Why do we care? Because with interoperability and portability, components in this unit can be exchanged for other alternative devices or software components from alternative vendors. I can pull out one of the ACP computers out of this rack and replace it with an alternative vendor, and everything still works. Everything runs great. So that allows me to take advantage of new innovations that may be happening, faster CPUs. It may allow me to take advantage of new lower cost components or more advanced components like MPC. It's really important. And high availability on these devices is also an important thing that we demonstrated today using software redundancy. Software redundancy simplifies the management of the control system and reduces the total cost of the system at the same time. And finally, let me jump to number 6, increased business value, because OPAS is not an end unto itself. One of the biggest benefits of an open platform is the ability to easily integrate new technology that can increase the optimization of the system, in this case, resulting in potentially millions of new dollars in revenue, as Tom explained. But it also allows the insertion of new technologies for safer systems, for more secure systems, and more optimized systems, as we talked about. But let me tell you the most significant reason why OPAS is a game changer. Today's proprietary vendors are working hard to innovate and create more advanced systems. But in the future of open systems, entire ecosystems of companies will be driving innovation. Not just a single company on their proprietary platform, but an ecosystem of companies on an open platform. And we've seen in other technology markets where open architectures are introduced, the rate of innovation goes up significantly. When IBM introduced the first open PC architecture, the rate of innovation exploded. Similarly, the internet provided an open communications and sharing platform, which has revolutionized how we live and work, and that revolution is still going on. I think a very similar acceleration of innovation will happen with open industrial systems. So what we've shown you today is just the beginning. We can only demonstrate so much in the time we have today. So we've planned quarterly showcases throughout 2022. And here are some of the themes. We plan to have one showcase that is dedicated to systems management. And I love a quote that David Dabari from ExxonMobil always says is, how can we take a multi-vendor system and bring systemness to it? How can we automate a lot of the things that we do manually today? How can we reduce the complexity? And this is actually just the opposite of what we would expect. When you're moving from a single vendor system to a multi-vendor system, you wouldn't expect more automation and less and reduced complexity. You would expect that it's going to get more complex. You're going to be automating less, and you're going to lose a lot of systemness. But with the OPAS standard and orchestration, you actually get the opposite of that. You get more automated, less complex. So we'll show you that in an entire session. Cybersecurity, increasingly critical for industrial systems. We'll show you how OPAS systems have security built in from day one. It's inherent in the OPAS system, and it's going to have much more higher cybersecurity capabilities than what you have today. And finally, we'll show how innovation for Industry 4.0 can be accelerated on top of an open process automation platform. Last year, I started hearing end users saying, our execs understand the value of open process automation. Where do we buy it? And that's when Don and I started brainstorming on how we could make open process automation happen faster. How could we catalyze the open process automation market development? And COPA QuickStart was the result of that discussion. It's more than a system for demonstration. We've used it for demonstration today, but it's much more than a demonstration system. It's actually a training and exploration system that end users can purchase, and a system where end users can experience hands-on learning about open process automation and explore its benefits. We've developed a whole series of 9 modules that will help end users understand open process automation and how it's different from what they're doing today. How is it going to require changes or evolutions of their talent and their training? Their talent and their skill set, I should say. How is it going to differ in their processes? Those are all things that are going to be important to do and understand how they're going to evolve in order to prepare for open process automation so that you can then start to take advantage of the benefits of open process automation. So we've created modules that will walk you through the entire life cycle of a system from design to operate, maintain, and evolve. So the OPA journey can begin with COPA QuickStart, but we will provide you with a path to production. The open process automation architecture is designed to scale from hundreds of I/O to tens of thousands of I/O. The path to production starts with learning and exploration, but then quickly progresses to small field trials, which we will make available end of year this next year in 2022. And production implementations, we believe, will be available by end of year 2023. We believe that this 2-year learning curve actually represents the learning curve that most end users will go through. So you can start this journey with us now, and you can be in production and deployment by 2023 or early 2024. Or you may just choose to wait. But if you start this process in 2025, you won't get to production until 2027. I want to encourage all of you to consider starting this journey now. Join us now, because the benefits of OPAS are significant for your business. If you're interested in joining us, here are the 2 steps that I'd like to encourage you to take today. First of all, go to our website, www.copacontrol.org, and then email us and contact us and start a conversation with us at this email. Get started at copacontrol.org. I really am looking forward to journeying with you, those of you that look to start this soon. And I think it's going to be amazing what you're going to see as this progresses. Now I'd like to switch for a brief statement from John Kirkman from Australia, and then we're going to close with an expert panel. So John's going to have just a brief message, brief statement, and then we'll close with the expert panel. Thank you so much.